Hi everyone, welcome to the Master of Geoscience. Okay, people in. Hello everyone, welcome to the Master of Geoscience information session. My name's Alan Aitken, I'm the coordinator of the Master of Geoscience course. I'd also like to introduce you to Associate Professor Annette George, our head of school, a current student, Erwil Mangiwa, and a recent alumnus, Fabiella Damaso Spode, who are going to be able to answer your questions on the program as we go through. But before we get started, I'll just give a rundown of the program and what to expect in this course. Okay, before I start, I'd like to acknowledge that the University of Western Australia's campus is situated on Noongar land, and that Noongar people remain the spiritual and cultural custodians of their land and continue to practice their values, languages, beliefs, and knowledge. The presentation just now is going to be composed of four main parts. First of all, why study geoscience instead of some other program? Secondly, why choose UWA? And then I'll go into what you'll learn in the course, the structure of the course, and some information on possible careers that the Master of Geoscience may lead to. So geoscience is the study of the Earth. And I like to think of it that we geoscientists, we think inside the sphere. Okay, so we have the Earth and we try and understand what goes on inside the Earth from a practical and theoretical understanding. The course very much is focused at developing four-dimensional analysis skills that you can use in industries besides sort of the traditional geoscience industries. And there's a strong focus also on developing research and collaboration skills as part of the course. What do geoscientists do? Well, geoscientists use their skills to explore for and produce natural resources, to understand natural hazards and manage the risks. We work in research and development for industry and for government, and we also provide information that helps business and government work on natural resource matters. UWA is led by a highly capable team of researchers in earth and marine sciences, for which we're ranked in the top 30 universities worldwide. And all of this experience feeds into the Master of Geoscience. And in the courses, you will be connected with these world-class research teams. Class sizes are well tailored to good interactions with those researchers. You'll also be engaged through the course with a number of industry and government partners with multiple opportunities to do work integrated learning and fieldwork with those organizations. Integral to the program is a research project option, which allows you to undertake independent research work, enabling entry to higher degree studies. UWA also has access to many world-class analytical facilities for samples and also world-class supercomputing facilities. So in the Master of Geoscience, you will gain an advanced knowledge of key geological concepts operating from scales that are quite local up to the global scale. You'll develop practical skills to solve geological problems, and particularly sound working ability for fieldwork, technical skills in the analysis and interpretation of data, and another focus is integrating and interpreting geoscience data in applied context, so applying that to resources and other geoscience problems. You develop advanced skills in communication of science and also in the ability to critically assess science and to interpret real-world applications of research. For the course structure, the entry requirements are a bachelor's degree in geology or a related discipline. And for domestic students with a geoscience background, it's a 1.5-year program enabling graduation with a master's degree. Conversion units are available for people who need extra details to hit the background criteria. There are 4 core units, and you'll see here they're very much systems-led. So we look at the tectonics of Australia, we look at mineralizing systems and how they form, petroleum systems, how they form, and then in more detail in terms of tectonic processes in multiple scales. There's also the opportunity in the second year of the program to do a research project. That's worth 1/2 of a year's study and is an entry pathway to higher degree research studies. Alternatively, you can do 2 capstone units with advanced science topics in geoscience and a key fieldwork unit to support your fieldwork skills. Alongside this, we have a wide range of electives covering a broad range of geoscience topics that you may wish to undertake. And just to summarize where you might end up with all of this, the Master of Geoscience is really associated with a number of careers, including, but not limited to, minerals exploration and resource management, energy geoscience, research or research and development in industry, at university level and in government. So that's all I really have to say in terms of the presentation. We really would welcome any questions you might have, any information you need to help make your mind up. So you can just type this into the Q&A and one of us will try and answer the questions for you when we can.
Alan, it might be a good time for Fabiella or Erwil to say something about their experiences.
Yes.
Are you guys happy to?
Okay, I can start. I just finished my master now in June, and I think it was an incredible experience related being in another country, in a different culture, and also enhance my academic skills. My first year, I decided to do only coursework, but after I get into uni, I realized I need something more, and I did a good choice in deciding to do a research project about 3D modeling, and I really improved my writing skills since the beginning. So I think it's important you decide if you want to do a coursework or a research, but it's nice that we can decide in the middle of the master's project if you want to do a research or not. Any questions?
Erwil, do you want to thank you, Fabiella. Really
no worries.
cool. Erwil, just want to give an update on what you've been doing in the degree.
Hi, my name is Erwil. I'm from Indonesia, and this is my second year here as the Master of Geoscience, and I am doing the master by coursework with the research element, and currently I'm doing my research project related to the Patterson Orogeny and Canning Basin, and it is really fun to working with. I mean, it is challenging, but it is fun because I have lots of support from the staff and the lecturer in UWA. So don't hesitate if you want to join here.
Thanks, Erwil. We have had one question, which I answered briefly online. but it's would it be better to get some practical work, especially as a geologist, before joining the masters? And so my answer to that is it's certainly not required, and we welcome you know, enrollments in the degree if you haven't had any industry experience. But any industry experience, any work you do as a geologist is going to strengthen your skills, and you know, you'll get a better learning experience from the program if you come in with more skills. So my only advice here is take every opportunity you have, but we certainly don't require work experience as a geologist to enroll in the program. So, you know, you're very welcome to come and learn here. That's ideal.
I was just going to add that there's also opportunity to do an internship. So students can do internships in the summer months that are really useful ways to get a look into particular industries. So being in WA, where we have a lot of resources, there are lots of nice opportunities for students as well. So following on from Alan, if you haven't got work experience, but you want to see what sort of industries and what sort of areas you might like to work in, then there can be some nice opportunities as a student at UWA to seek those out.
Okay, we've got another question. So I'm just going to answer this by talking. What kind of fieldwork opportunities are there? Okay, so we have several different ways in which you get fieldwork in the course. The first one is we have a number of units that do field trips as part of the units, either short field trips, but often a week or 2 weeks long. And those are great opportunities, and really you'll get good sort of training in field skills during those. As you're part of your research project, it might be possible to do field work within that research project. And the third opportunity is as part of an internship, or as part of, you know, we can help you sort out some work in the summer, for example, and you can get opportunities there if you want to link in with a company on that front. So the fieldwork that we run go to a variety of locations within Western Australia. Some of them are you know, spectacular spots, and they're all very interesting geologically. And we also offer international field trips that you can take part in. It's been difficult at the moment, of course, but you know, once international travels are a feasible possibility, they'll be running again. I hope that answers the question. Just fire away with a second question. Errol and Fabiola, can I ask you a question then? Have you got a fieldwork experience that you particularly remember from your time in the Master of Geoscience that was the highlight?
Yes, I was thinking about that. There's two. I took 3 field works. The first one, I think, was with ANAD, I think sedimentological field work, something like this. Was a good experience because you get to know to Perth Basin and do some stratigraphic analysis and doing the stratigraphic column and trying to correlate the facies association. I think was about 5-6 days. It was pretty good. And then in my second year, I had 2 field works in Kalgoorlie, more related with mining. One was with advanced structural geology with Nico. So we did some geological mapping in Kalgoorlie, creating cross sections. We went to one of the mine sites to log some cores. And then in advanced ore deposit, we went with Stefan Hagman. We also went to do mapping of underground. So it was really nice because I have never been in an underground mining doing mapping, so it was nice. And I think those practical experience was pretty good. And unfortunately this year we are gonna have a mid-scale tectonic field, but because of COVID, we couldn't go. So I think Alan might explain a little bit how it works. So it was good.
Thanks, Fabiola.
For me, my first year is I don't have any experience for the fieldwork because the unit that I choose not have the element of fieldwork on it. But for this second semester, I have like two. The first one is multi-scale, but that unfortunately that it is I don't know if it's postponed or canceled because of the COVID. And I have another one. It's related to basin. I think it's with Annette, but it will run at the end of October. So I'm really waiting for that.
Looking forward to it. It's good. Yeah, you've missed out some with the cancellation of things, unfortunately.
I guess a good point to make with our field trips, and it's the same for our undergraduate, is it's a really nice way for students to get to know each other in the cohort as well. So you have your coursework together, you're working with a team for your research project, but the field trips are a nice way to also, you know, get to know the people you're studying with a little bit better and make some good friendships that extend on as your professional network going forward as well. So, and you can see with Erwil and Fabiola that we have a really broad, diverse range of students who come in and with all sorts of experience. So previous work experience, different countries, different backgrounds, and it's a really enriching experience for all of the students to be able to learn from each other and learn about what sort of work people have been doing and where the opportunities are and what excites people about the work that they've done. So it's actually, geoscience is great for that as a community, but among our master's students, that's also a really nice add-on, I think.
Okay, I'll just sort of keep things moving. So, Erwil, would you like to maybe tell us what's been the most exciting part of your time here and doing your Master of Geoscience so far? I know you're not finished, but what's been the highlight of the experience?
I think for me, the highlight of my journey here is when I can like experiment with real data. I mean, real life data, which previously in my bachelor degree, I didn't have the chance to experience what to work with industrial data and how to produce a result that will be acceptable from the industrial perspective. So this is the most interesting part that I really enjoy in this course.
Thanks, Erwil. Fabiola, do you have a highlight from your time in the Master of Geoscience?
I think there's two highlights. The first one, I think we received good support from the geoscience, from all of your professors, and anything you need, you can email, ask, and you guys gonna try and help us. And also, just being here in Perth, it's amazing because in UWA also you can have the network with other people. For me, I came here because I wanna work in the mining industry. So it's one way to get to know each other, understand what's happening. And also because I'm from Brazil, there's some techniques that I didn't learn at all at my bachelor's, and here they do a little bit different. So it's nice to have this new experience. So yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, so we have a question now. Is it possible to, oh, it's been answered. There we go.
Phil, please add to it.
I'm trying to find where the question went. I've got myself a bit lost in there. Oh, there we go. The touch screen is broken. Okay, the question was whether there's the opportunity to link in environmental studies as part of the Masters. I mean, you have those 4 core units that have to be completed, which are very much geoscience specific, but around that we have a number of opportunities to do courses, units with an environmental component or an environmental focus. And when it comes to your research proposal, so your research project, if you do one of those, then you can do an environmental geoscience project or an environmental geophysics project. Like we have one currently running in environmental geophysics. So if that's a passion of yours, it's certainly a branch that you can take within the program. The core of the unit will be is in geology, of course, but or sort of geoscience units. But there's ample opportunity to do aspects of geoscience that are related to environmental change, environmental management, and so on. We've got a number of people work in those fields in the school, varying from Antarctic paleo ice sheet work to coastal erosion to sort of more recent work, more recent sort of historical era changes in coastal and marine estuarine landscapes and work like that. So there's a lot of opportunity to pursue those within the program if they are your interest. Just one last question for Fabiella, if you don't mind. How do you feel the Master of Geoscience has prepared you for the workplace?
I think my abilities, I'm thinking for a chance, sir. I think the abilities of managing time, also being more confident with myself, and you try to connect different aspects of geology. So for example, multi-scale tectonic, you correlate the smallest to the biggest scale and try to connect everything together. Yes. Also logging, here I found really interesting because I had the opportunity to learn how to log in drill holes, like cores. And I think that's a positive thing, an extra point.
Excellent. Oh, well, I know you haven't graduated yet, but in terms of your experience here, I mean, you've been working with industry data, you've been doing work that is aligned with what's happening in industry. Do you feel like that your work here is preparing you for that destination well?
Yeah, I think it is very well prepared me because previously I have worked for the industry before I joined the master program. And after I compare my past experience and what I learned here, it is totally different. And I think what I learned here is more advanced than what I already did in my previous work. So with this master's program, it's really equipped me well and more advanced than what I did before. So.
Great, thank you all. We'll need to wrap up there. If anyone else has further questions, you can head over to the study area page and chat to a future students advisor. Thank you to all our speakers.